you have TikTok and you like basketball, you probably know Chilltown Hoops.
Children of all ages, act like you know.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Chilltown Hoops. Y'all know what time it is. It is Wednesday night. Opening night was last night. And where are we today? Where are we? We're recapping. Basketball season is here. Basketball season is upon us, even when basketball season is not upon us. Y'all know what time it is, y'all. Y'all already know what time it is with me. Y'all know what it is. Even when it's not basketball season, it's basketball season. Y'all know that. So with that being said, last night, we had some really interesting action. Last night. I think that there's going to be a lot of overreaction for what happened last night. And I get that, considering the offseason moves that the New York Knicks made, considering the offseason moves that the Minnesota Timberwolves made. Of course, we're gonna have the reactions, right? We're gonna have the reactions that we have. But I want to start this conversation tonight with what I saw with the Boston Celtics. And what I saw from the Boston Celtics is I saw a focused group. That's what I saw. I saw a group that had a New York Knicks team in front of them that they wanted to impose their will on. And what is their will? We shoot the long ball. There's no misunderstanding about what we do. None whatsoever. Last season, we were the number one team in the league in attempts. We were the number one team in the league in makes. We were the number one team in the league in percentage. This is who we are. There is no mystery about who the Boston Celtics are. This is what we do. And we do this early and often. And on top of shooting the long ball, we're going to defend and we're going to rebound. We're going to speed the game up because of our defense. And we're speeding the game up because of our defense. That's how we're going to generate more offense on top of us being able to shoot the long ball in the half court. We're one of the best. This is the Boston Celtics. We're one of the best. We're one of the best defensive teams in the league off the strength of our versatility. We're a very switch-heavy team. With us being a very switch-heavy team, we have multiple guys who can guard at multiple positions. That makes us even more fierce. And on top of that, we stay active on the perimeter. Hands stay busy. Feet keep moving. We keep guys in front of us. And when one of us falters, the other one is there to help. Last night was a prime example of that. Then on top of that, when we get on the offensive end, the ball moves. We don't have many ball stoppers. And I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to get to the bottom of this ball stopper logic. Because all scorers are ball stoppers. You know, Jordan was a ball stopper. Kevin Durant is a ball stopper. Bryant is a ball stopper. Jabbar was a ball stopper. But the difference is when they got the ball, 9 times out of 10, it was within the flow of the offense. It wasn't just them getting the ball and stopping the flow of the offense. That's the way the offense flowed. So we don't have many ball stoppers. It's one of those situations where the ball gets moved here and we crack in the long ball. I like what I saw from Jason Tatum last night. I said to you guys not long ago that it doesn't matter who you are. Like if you move to a different neighborhood, I still know you. I still know who you are. I still know what you about. I still know how you operate. You think just because you running with a band of tough guys that makes you tough? No, I know you. Jason Tatum averaged 35 a game against Mikal Bridges last year. You think because you're running with a bunch of different, you're running with some different goons that I'm looking at you different, like, oh shit, he got them dudes. No, I know you. I don't care about them dudes. I know you. I know who you are. Right? I know who you are. And because I know who you are, I'm going to treat you like that. Right? I'm going to treat you like that. I don't love Jason Tatum cracking the long ball, but that's his game, and I've accepted it. And I'm comfortable with the 3 for 9 nights. I'm comfortable with the 4 for 11 nights at the long ball line. I'm comfortable with that because I'm gonna get more of those than I get 8 for 11 at the long ball line. I'm gonna get more of those than I'm gonna get 14 for 18 from the floor. I'm gonna get more of those than I'm gonna get 98% true shooting. Yeah, I'm gonna get more of those nights, and I'm comfortable with that. And the reason why I'm comfortable with that is off the strength of him being able to do the other stuff. I watched him navigate last night, and I was very impressed. Very impressed with how he surveyed the floor and how he made plays. And with him making plays, he just made them so much better. Firing the ball, having the ball on the wing, and letting plays develop, like seeing Cornette underneath the basket. I thought that was a big deal. I thought that was a huge deal. Watching Drew Holiday pin Jalen Brunson underneath the basket and getting him the ball, and Drew Holiday now being able to foul, not Drew Holiday, Jalen Brunson having to foul him, and Jason Tatum waiting for the right time to get him the ball instead of just rushing. 2 years ago, he didn't navigate that. 2 years ago, he couldn't do that. He's doing that now. He's doing that now. And they have that kind of team where it's a floodgate. Like once one of them gets going, it's almost like they all get going. And when one of them isn't doing something, the other one picks up that. Now, I want to make clear that I want to make clear that as good as the Celtics are as a collection, one of the main reasons why they're as good as a collection, because the guys that they have on the crew do their job. And with a guy like Jason Tatum, who is as good as he is at doing his job, he makes them go. I think he's more comfortable in his role. I think he's better at his role now because that monkey is off his back of winning the NBA championship. Now we just got to go out and rock. That's it. I already know who Drew Holiday is. I already know who Drew Holiday is. I already know who Derek White is. And these guys go as Jason Tatum goes. I think he's the tone setter for that crew. And that's what happened last night when he cracked the long ball, the first play of the game. Okay, this is what we're doing. And this is how we're doing it. Now, to their credit, the Boston Celtics are a very switch-heavy team. Now, the Knicks could have taken advantage of that because they were able to get some mismatches. They were able to get Drew Holiday on to Cat on the box. They were able to switch Drew Holiday on the Cat on the box. That did happen. Right? They were able to switch Drew Holiday to Cat on the box. That's a mismatch. You have to take advantage of those mismatches. They were able to get Al Horford switched on to Jalen Brunson on the wing. That's a mismatch. You have to go after that. They just don't have the personnel to take advantage of those. They don't have the personnel to take advantage of those mismatches. And because they don't have the personnel to take advantage of those mismatches, this is a very bad matchup for them. I don't know if it was me. Maybe maybe I'm the one bugging out. What up, Berto? How you doing, brother? Maybe I'm the one that's seeing it wrong. But when I watched last night, OG Anunoby, he looked slow. He didn't look athletic like he normally does. He didn't look like the thoroughbred. He didn't look like that. He looked slow. He looked unsure. And because of that, I feel like that kind of threw a monkey wrench in a lot of what the Celtics, the Knicks could do. And because of that, they faltered. They weren't able to get the shots that they could get. They weren't able to get downhill and collapse the defense for kickouts. No. I do think that having Cat, I think this Knicks team is going to be better. I'm not in them. I may be in the minority. I may be in the minority when I say that the Knicks are a damn good team. After what everybody saw last night, they are a good team. That's just a bad matchup for the Celtics. That's just a bad matchup for the Knicks playing the Celtics because you don't have the personnel consistently to compete with that. I don't even mean when they're shooting 48% on the long ball and they're cracking the long ball at the way that they were. And by the way, that 48% became that because they took their foot off the gas. They could have very well shot over 60% on the long ball had those guys stuck with it. They could have done that. The problem is that this is a mismatch for the Celtics. This is a mismatch for the Knicks off the strength that this team defensively, offensively, you don't have the personnel to match them. There's a reason why they beat y'all 3 to 4 times they played y'all last year with with Julius Randle. So now you add Cat. This is just a bad matchup all the way around. You don't take advantage of mismatches. You don't guard the long ball line as good as you should. You do a terrible job at guarding the long ball line. And one of the main reasons why you do that is because the ball moves with the Boston Celtics. They spread you out where more ground has to be covered. When they spread you out where more ground has to be covered, when you got Al Horford in the right corner, when you got Derek White at the top of the key, when you have Jason Tatum on the right wing, when you have Drew Holiday dive into the basket, these are things that you have to account for that you can't. Because once you make a mistake with one of these guys, they're going to make you pay for it. And the thing about the Celtics that I marvel when it comes to great teams, they make you play the way that they play. We could play the way you play because we're versatile. But you aren't as versatile as us, which means we're going to make you play the way we play. And the last thing we know for a fact that you want to do is get into a shootout with us. You don't want to do that. You think you want to do that, but you don't. Because I can tell you right now, it's not going to be good for you. It's going to be really bad for you if you try that. Really bad. And last night was evidence of that. Now, again, it's one game. I'm not going to overreact to one game, but I don't expect the Boston Celtics to be this good at the long ball line, but I do expect them to be the best long ball shooting team in the league like they were last year because they have all the weapons that they had. Are they going to be that good? I'm not going to go that far. But I do expect them. There's a reason why they were the number one team in the league in attempts and in makes and in percentages. One, that's their game. And two, they maximize that. I think Joe Mazzulla, I think he did a great job. In putting the necessary adjustments on the floor. For example, to watch Al Horford get switched on to Jalen Brunson and for them not to take advantage of that. And for him to take Sam Hauser and now put him in the game and take out Derek White. And now the switch heavy team that we have, you can't mismatch Hunt as much as you used to be able to. You can't because we match up really well with all of you now. So whenever you switch Drew Holiday onto Jalen Brunson and you switch OG Anunoby onto Sam Hauser, well, that's not really much of a mismatch. No, you can't do that. That's an adjustment that Coach Mazzulla made, which was great. I got to give Coach Mazzulla a lot more credit for what he's doing. And I just don't, to be honest with you, and I'm saying it right now, I just don't see a team, barring major injury or a major collapse, I just can't see a team beating them 4 times in a week. I can't see it. I can't. I'm having a difficult time seeing a team in the NBA, not just in the Eastern Conference, but in the NBA period. I'm having a difficult time seeing a team beat them 4 times in a week. That's going to be hard to do, man. That's going to be hard to do. And good luck with that. Good luck. Watching the Minnesota Timberwolves last night, I think that we can relax on the Anthony Edwards is the best 2 guard in the game. And again, what I'm not doing is I'm not using one game. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. What I look for when the season starts is I look for improvement. And not only do I look for improvement, I look for you to at least do what you were doing before, at minimum. And when I see what you've been doing before, then I look for improvement. Then I look for, okay, did you get better at this? Is this better? And Anthony Edwards still has a difficult time navigating screens. not just as a defender, but as an offensive player with the ball. He's still not sure when he gets in the mid-range, should he shoot? Should he pass? And that's because he's young. He still hasn't figured that out yet. I think as the season goes on, I think he is going to figure that out because I feel like they have the weapons. I do think that they have the weapons in order to maximize him and them. I do think that they have the weapons in order to do that. I think Julius Randle last night, I was very disappointed in his effort. In the end, when I don't have something going, there's always something that I can turn to, always. So if my shot isn't going, I'm going to get out in transition so I can see the ball go through the rim. If, as a defender, I'm going to get on the glass, I'm going to do something to involve myself in the game. My game can't just be predicated on me making shots. It can't be. Julius Randle looked lost last night in that Minnesota Timberwolves offense. He looked unsure about who he was and about what he was doing in that offense. And because of that, they looked bad. And this has been their problem. This is who the Minnesota Timberwolves were last year. Dallas took advantage of that. And here we are today. And again, don't get me wrong, I got the Minnesota Timberwolves as the best team in the Western Conference. I do. At the end of the season, I got them at the top of the West. And I'm not gonna come off of that after one game, right? I'm not gonna come off of that after one game, but there's some things that need to be adjusted. Yep, there's some things that need to be adjusted, and there's some things that need to change. And one of the things that needs to change is Mike Conley and Anthony Edwards as both ball handlers, not Mike Conley, I take that back. Anthony Edwards as a ball handler. And within that offense of Rudy Gobert being able to screen and being able to dive, he needs to be able to navigate that. I'm still seeing Rudy Gobert having small guys on him, dive into the basket, and he's open at the rim, and he's not getting the ball. I'm not saying that we got to go to Rudy Gobert to dump the ball in him in the post so he can go to work on a guy like you dump the ball into Anthony Davis, or you dump the ball into DeMarcus Cousins, or you dump the ball into LaMarcus Aldridge like they used to do that. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that when Rudy Gobert dives to the basket and he's around the rim and he's doing this and there's nobody around him, I'm thinking about great league guards like Magic, like Stockton. He's open. Get him the ball, man. He's open. Get him the basketball. He's really good around the rim. He is really good around the rim. Yes, he's going to fumble passes, but you know what? All big men do. Even the ones with great hands fumble passes. Shaq would fumble the ball. Shaq would definitely fumble the ball. Yes, he would. Ewing would fumble the ball. Olajuwon would fumble the ball. And they had great hands. When you are diving, when you dive into the basket, which is what Rudy Gobert does, he's one of the best screeners in the game. He'll get a body on a guy. Anthony Edwards, his ability to navigate and be patient and watch and see Rudy Gobert dive into the basket and give him time to get there. And once he gets there, Malone was great at that. Karl Malone was great at that, where he would get on the block and Stockton would cut to the basket and he would wait. And Stockton would hold at the rim while the defense relaxed. Bam. That's a skill. And I'm watching Anthony Edwards, and he won't wait. He'll immediately just go instead of waiting. Because a lot of times the defense isn't even looking at Anthony. Defense isn't even looking at Rudy Gobert. He's open. He's wide open. And as a guard who can pass, I should be able to get him the basketball. I should be able to get him the basketball. And because I'm not, I think that they would be much, because I'm not, that's a detriment to us. Because if I was, I said this last year, if I was, we would be so much better. So much better. Again, I am not suggesting that you throw the ball into Rudy and he goes one-on-one. No, that's not his game. That's not Rudy Gobert's game. Rudy Gobert is a defender who's good around the rim. He's a defender who is damn good around the rim. That's one of the things I love about him. That's one of the things I absolutely adore about Rudy Gobert. Because if I get him the ball around the rim more times than not, he's going to finish. More times than not, he's going to finish. So, with that being said, that's something that I see. That's something that needs to improve with Anthony Edwards throughout the course of this season. That's something that needs to improve with a lot of these guys. Where I see the big fella, he's open around the basket, get him the ball. Get him the basketball. So I do concern myself with I don't concern myself with the floor spacing. I don't. And the reason why I don't concern myself with the floor spacing is because I think the word spacing, it's a buzzword that people use that I don't think that they understand what it is. So Julius Randle, who looked at a sorts last night, once he gets figured out how to operate and how to navigate within this Minnesota offense, his ability to get downhill, not just his ability to get downhill, his ability to score in the mid post and in the mid range. That's gonna occupy more space, and with it occupying more space, it's gonna create more space for other people. What I mean when I say it's going to occupy more space, when him now being able to score at the mid range, what you're not going to do as a coach, you're not going to leave Julius Randle one-on-one with whomever is covering him, especially if he's able to get downhill. The defense is going to collapse. With the defense collapsing, that big fella coming up to help. Now you got Rudy Gobert in the dunker spot. Now you have DiVincenzo at the wing. Now you have Alexander Walker on the other wing. Now you have Mike Conley at the top of the key. You have these options because the defense has collapsed. Because the defense has collapsed, now these guys get better shots. And that enhances your offense. I thought Coach Finch made a mistake last night, taking Rudy out of the game in the middle of the third. I thought Rudy had done a really good job on Anthony Davis up until that point. Contrary to popular belief, going into the fourth quarter, Anthony Davis had 25 points. Yep, he had 25 points. He was 8 for 20 from the floor. That's including free throws. Of those 25 points, I think almost 12 of them were free throws. He was doing a good job on him. But then in the middle of the third, Coach Finch ends up taking out Rudy Gobert. Well, then when he takes him out, Anthony Davis gets going. When a guy's water gets turned back on, it's hard to turn it off, man. It is. The idea, when Anthony Davis goes out, Rudy goes out. When Anthony Davis comes back on the floor, Rudy will be back on the floor. That's my matchup. I'm out here to slow him down and slow him down specifically. That's what I'm out here to do. I'm out here to deal with him and him alone. Nobody else. Nope. I'm out here to deal with him and him only. Don't get me wrong. I'm out here to protect the rim. I'm out here to rebound. He had 14 rebounds last night. And I think Rudy's one of the better rebounders in the league. In traffic, wide open, a lot of his stuff is not empty. But I think Coach made a mistake last night. I think he made a mistake last night taking Rudy off the floor when Anthony Davis had it going. When Anthony Davis was back on the floor. I think he made a mistake with that. I don't think I would have taken him out. I would not have taken him out. The Lakers, I keep hearing JJ Redick's schemes offensively, which I think are really good, but I think we got to respect his coaching staff. You know, Nate McMillan's a damn good coach. Damn good coach. Scott Brooks is a damn good coach. I can have that job, but I'm here to help him. That's what I'm here to do. So, because of that, they look better. They look much better. The thing that I was impressed with the most was defensively when they ran that 3-2 zone where they had Anthony Davis in the middle of the 3-2 zone. That was huge. Nobody in the league is running a 3-2 zone with their best defensive player, a big, by the way, in the middle of the 3-2 zone. Because now what you do is you cut off angles on the perimeter when you go that big. You cut off angles on the perimeter, and not only do you cut off angles on the perimeter, you make it difficult to see the rim. And you make it difficult to see guys around the rim. Now, the counter to that is if you got a guy who can make plays. You can put somebody like Aaron Gordon in the dunker spot, right? You could put Russell Westbrook in the dunker spot because you got Joker. And Joker's so damn good at making plays, right? Joker's so good at making plays, it's going to be difficult to take away his vision at the rim. He's 7 foot. He can see the floor. But with Minnesota, with your primary ball handler and Mike Conley, and then your secondary ball handler and Anthony Edwards and Randall, nobody's around the rim. So what they've done is they've pushed you further away from the basket. You already aren't a good jump shooting team as it is, even though I think you will be. But that's going to be predicated on you getting to the rim because that's going to soften up zones. But you can't do that. And the reason why you can't do that is because you can't see over the zone. You can't make plays because their big man covers so much ground in the middle of that zone. Now the wings they can cover more space because I got this big man in the middle of a 3. Usually teams play 2-3 zone, but I got this big man in the middle of the 3-2 zone. And this big man is extremely mobile. To be honest with you, I love what I saw from James last night. I love what I saw from James last night from the aspect of him letting these guys be more of ball handlers, letting D'Angelo Russell be more of a ball handler, letting Austin Reeves make more plays, letting Anthony Davis operate a lot in the mid-range by himself. I love that. And he knows when, because I'm still good enough that I can get the ball and I can navigate this. And I can take control of the offense. I'm still good enough. But it's important that while I'm here, I got to let my crew rock. I think that brings a lot of confidence to this crew. I still dig this Minnesota team. I do. I still dig this Minnesota team. I think that they got some work to do. I think they got a really competent coach who's going to do some tweaking, and he's going to make this offense a little different. In the process of him making that offense different and enhancing these guys more, I like what I see from. I do. I like the direction. I like the direction that Minnesota is going in. I'm not fazed by what I saw last night. I'm not as shook as I am with what I saw with the Knicks. I'm not. Not at all. There was a monumental moment last night, and that was for the first time in league history, a father-son duo on the floor. And there's some people who aren't appreciative of how this whole thing transpired, but I am. I hear the word nepotism, and for lack of a better term, you kiss my black ass. I'm a fan of nepotism. If I am in a position to get my family on, I'm doing it. There's no way I'm not doing it. And if you lined up 100 guys and you ask them, you line up 100 guys and you ask them, yo, if you had an opportunity to play with your boy, would you have done it? Dominique Wilkins got a kid. His son is around 17 or so. And I bet you, if you ask Dominique Wilkins if he could rewind the clock back to when he was 37 or 38 and his boy is 18, 19 years old and he's good enough and he could get him in the league and get him on the team with him, would he do it? Hell yes. Hell yes, he would do it. Why am I not doing that? My question is why am I not putting my people on? Why? I don't subscribe to this. I don't subscribe to the logic of nepotism being a bad thing. Yo, people have advanced off of nepotism for decades. You have a family business, you're a carpenter. I'm a lawyer. This guy owns a law firm. He's hiring his daughter. He's hiring his granddaughter. He's hiring his son. I'm absolutely this guy, he's a cop. His son wants to be a cop. And the first thing I got to find out is how serious are you about this? Because I don't think this is a gimmick. Don't forget, Bronny James almost lost his life. So for him to get back up and get back on the saddle and go, yo, I want to do this. That tells me how serious he is about this. That tells me how serious he is about being a ball player. He could have quit right there. And you know what? It's not about bread. It's not about the money. We got plenty of that. I can go get a job and I can let you be the legacy for our family in terms of a ball player. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. My brother's a ball player and he looks like he's going to be pretty damn good. Right? My brother is a ball player and he's pretty damn good. And I love that. I could have quit. He could have quit. Instead, what does he do? He gets back on the saddle and he works on his game. Is he ready? No. I think he should have went back to school, but I 100% understand the direction of this. If I got a kid that is in school and you know what, maybe this school thing isn't for him, who better to learn from than arguably the best teacher ever? Who better to learn than from his father? That's me. Why am I not doing that? Why am I not doing that? I'm not doing that. I'm 100% putting them on. So I thought it was a monumental moment last night. I thought it was really cool. I had a vision watching these guys as I saw 2009 in Dallas during the All-Star game. I'm watching James kick the ball around and play with his 5-year-old son at that point. Now to see these two on the floor, I thought that was phenomenal. I did. I just thought it was great. It was a great moment to see. But I don't subscribe. I don't subscribe to logic like this. I don't. I do not subscribe to logic like this. I don't. I wish I could say I subscribe to logic like this, but I don't. And the reason why I don't subscribe to logic like that is because, one, there's no guarantee that he's going to continue. He played, first and foremost, he played 2.5 minutes last night. 2.5. That's it. How much is he going to play during the season? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. But I don't subscribe to that, yo, he's in a position of privilege. No, he isn't. He's not only in a position of privilege. He earned the right to be here. Just so we clear, his pops could have been like, nope, go back to school. His father could have very well said, go back to school. Nope. And if his father would have told him to go back to school, he'd have went back to school. I'm not on the fence about that. I'm not thinking maybe. I'm not thinking possibly. If his father would have said, yo, you ain't ready, go back to school, he would have went back to school. He 100% would have went back to school. He earned the right to be here. There is some privilege in it because he does have an advantage. Yo, my father is in the NBA, but I had to earn his trust because, again, this is off the strength. This is off the strength of him. This is off the strength of him. He's the one who is vouching for me. He's the one vouching for me. So I have to prove that I do belong. I do have to prove that. So I thought it was a great moment last night. And I don't think I'm gonna see that again in my lifetime. I'm happy that I was able to see it. I'm happy that I was able to see it this time because I don't think I'm gonna see anything like that again in my lifetime. But we got more going on tonight though. What up?
What's up, yo? We talk about the Wolves real quick. I don't think we're gonna get like a real good look at them until like probably the 20th game. Like I feel like it's gonna take a bit of while for him to get gelled together. I do feel like that Julius Randle should come off the bench just so he can get his feet under himself again. He's been off for like 9 months, I think now, or something like that. When did he get injured? January, February?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's a long time. I think he needs to come off the bench.
It was February because he got voted onto the All-Star game, so he was still playing at that time.
Right, and he had to rehab in the summertime, so he hasn't really had like a lot of opportunity to really play.
That shoulder injury was serious. That was a serious shoulder injury.
Like it was a season. It was season ending.
He had a dislocated shoulder. Yep, he had a dislocated shoulder.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Nas Reed should just start because I need Julius Randle to want to run with the bench unit just so he can get his feet under himself. I'm hearing a lot about Anthony Edwards, like he's not making like the right passes. And first time watching the game, like I can see that, but I watched the game twice, and I've seen Ant break open looks 13 times, and he's
You
on.
seen him what open looks?
I've seen him create open looks for guys 13 times.
Right.
Specifically, Mike Conley, he's just bricking them.
Yeah, they got to make shots. 100%. They missed a lot of shots last night. Yes, they did.
And the thing is, it looks bad on Anthony Edwards, like specifically in the stat sheet. I don't care about the stat sheet, but it looks bad for him because it seems like he's just not he's not a good playmaker. Like he's not a good passer when he's actually passing it to open guys, and they're just missing. And the thing with Ant is that like I've realized that when his teammates are missing and he's like actually like passing the ball to them wide open, he's going to play hero ball. That's 100% what he's going to do. He's going to play hero ball when his teammates can't shoot. It's more so like in that Kobe mode, where Kobe used to do that, when his teammates.
And it looks bad. It does. It looks bad because your offense is already stagnant as it is. Right. So your offense is already stagnant as it is. So what's the remedy for that? I got to keep trusting my guys. I cannot not go to them. I can't just stop going to these guys because that's a bad recipe. As good as Anthony Edwards is as good as Anthony Edwards is as a scorer, if I throw these guys at a rhythm where DiVincenzo doesn't touch the ball for 3-4 trips, if Mike Conley isn't getting in rhythm, especially if I'm able to see him open, I'm going to get my offense at a rhythm. So he's got to continue to make those reads. And I'm going to put that onus on you guys to make shots. Just like you're going to put that onus on me when I have the ball and I'm getting downhill, which I watched last night. He gets downhill and he stops right at the free throw line. He had a shot and he ended up passing it to Alexander Walker. I'm watching him going, that's a shot. But that's a read that he has to understand, and I don't think he does yet.
Yeah.
So as time goes on, he will.
I think his real ascension is going to come like 2 years from now or a year from now because he's been playing ball for like 2 years straight. He played in FIBA last year, barely had a break, and then off of this deep run, he played the Olympics this year. So he hasn't really had the time to like specifically like just sit down with himself for like a full summer by himself to just get these skills worked out. I think he'll be better. I think his real sense. I think his real sense is gonna come in the next couple of years.
Well, that part I won't argue, but to be able to play with better competition, like what happened over the summer, that's where picking other guys' brains come in. It's okay to ask questions.
That's right.
I watched Kobe Bryant ask Gary Payton, "Yo, how do you beat guys to spots?" I watched him ask Jordan, "Hey, what kind of balance do you have on your turnaround?" It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to ask Drew Holiday, "Drew, what is your anticipation when a guy has the ball in his left hand?" It's all right to ask questions. That's how you learn. How else you gonna learn?
Right.
There's no other way. There's no better way to learn except when I should take advantage of being around these dudes and understanding what these dudes are. Hell yes.
In game is the best practice for sure. Yeah,
100%. So, all right, Marcus, good to talk to you, brother. Breezy, what is?
Oh man, I'm the villain. Definitely the villain. I just want to say
we ain't chilling today. We not.
Yo, shout out to the Celtics, man. Came up on a parlay, real sweet versus the Knicks yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So them losing got me money. So it brings joy to my net fan spirit. Also, again, like I said, I'm the villain. I'm hoping that the Bucks and the Knicks have bad seasons so we could get good draft picks. But to your point, and I'm glad you had opposing ideas and Big Ox had opposing ideas with this whole LeBron and Bronny thing to Pinsar or no disrespect to him, but America been built on nepotism. You know what I mean? To the extent where your last name is what the family business was. If you was a carpenter, your last name was Carpenter because your family come from carpenters
Yep.
and so on and so forth. So I'm glad that y'all cooked Pensar on that, and he deserved every bit of it. And if he feels some type of way, I'll cook him. Now, on that note, this gruntleness come from the other day from a preseason game where he said the Toronto Raptors stomped the Nets. I said the audacity of this guy. It's only a preseason game and he's talking crazy. Again, like I said, I'm the villain. Now, you know I don't usually put my camera on, but I got to do this for this part right here. You see this right here? Remember Swiper did the basketball
whiteboard.
thing?
We got the whiteboard. Okay.
Yeah,
Class is in session, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention.
This is the Knicks offense. Trash. They play a 5 and out. They don't do nothing they did the season before. They offense is discombobulated. Mikal Bridges changed their jump shot to bad to worse. It's not necessarily a good illustration. Drew it on the fly.
Yeah.
Drew it on the fly.
Yeah.
And I just want to say I'm proud to be the villain. I am what I am, and I will not change who I am.
Don't Breezy. Do not change it. No. We need that Nick hate. We need it. It's necessary. It's necessary. I do it.
Right. So I again, DiVincenzo is better than Mikal Bridges, and y'all gonna see that during the season. Everybody was, saying how they felt about my takes on Mikal Bridges because I felt he was blocking Cam Thomas, and now the Knicks are gonna have to deal with that. And I'm saying all that to say that he is the X factor to why they are going to lose. He has no jumper. He gets beat on defense, and that whole style of play is more for the Western Conference. He's too light in the ass, pardon my language, to play in the Eastern Conference. I got more, but I know there's other people in the studio.
I got a question for you, Breezy, because I'm trying to make sure that I understand this correctly. Because some dudes, they think I'm wild when I say this. Am I wild when I say just because you run with a different band of goons, that doesn't make you tougher?
Facts.
I just want to make sure that I'm not bugging out.
Nah, again, I don't want to be the villain. You know what I'm saying? But
sometimes you gotta be it. Sometimes you gotta be it, yo. You do. You have to be it.
Mikal went over there acting like, the insults he would say, stuff like in the post-game interview as a Nets player, chill. He says, I felt like I was in the Garden. There was so many Knicks fans in the Barclays. Why weren't the cheers louder? Not understanding if you're trash on the Knicks, the fans are going to do you even worse.
Yes.
So, again, I'm going to continue to be the villain for 81 more games. You know what I'm saying? It's early. And I just wanted to say, shout to Chill, incredible content. Love the show. I'm in the chat, and chat, hit that like button. I was in the chat. It was 29 likes with 70 something people watching. Come on, y'all. Hit that like button.
Absolutely. Good to talk to you, Fan Breezy.
All right.
Yes, sir. What up?
Yo, what up, Chill?
What up?
What up, man? It was amazing watching that game yesterday. And with Tatum, I mean, you should know this, Chill, man. Who whenever you get a good haircut, man, you build that relationship with your barber. Tatum got that new fade yesterday.
When I'm
whoever
clean,
cut his
boy,
hair, cut his hair, he need to fly him out for every primetime game, man.
Hey, classic. When I'm clean, I'm ready to go. You can't tell me nothing, B.
Yeah, man. That curly fro with the mid fade he had yesterday, man.
My boy was clean, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was a different type of energy, man.
My boy was clean.
The way he played yesterday, Chill, with that mid fade, he played like the best player in the league yesterday. The way he was able to shoot it for one, but the way he was able to ball handle and his passing looked like it was up there with Luka and Jokic yesterday. Like he was acting, I ain't gonna say different, but that I ain't never felt that way. So seeing him play yesterday, man, that was unbelievable.
And for you guys that are listening, this isn't a glaze. This is me watching him navigate how patient he was. And he had a pass yesterday that he threw to Derek White across the floor with the weak hand. I'm like, he didn't do that 2 years ago.
Man, Derek White shot it before he even got the ball. That's
hit him right in the pocket. Hit him right in the pocket. I'm like, he didn't have that 2 years ago. 3 years ago. He couldn't do that. That's called watching the game. That's called paying attention and getting better. Him firing him already seeing Cornette on the baseline and him being patient and firing it into him.
Yeah, that pass to Cornette was beautiful too, man. I'm telling you, he was playing different yesterday. And we've seen this before, but this
let me
was
ask you a
amazing
question,
yesterday.
Classic. Can we get a 6-7 assist season out of him this year?
That 6-7 assists, that's kind of low. I think he can get like 9 or 10. Easy.
You think he could be a double-digit assist guy this year?
Yeah, for sure. Because he was bringing the ball up a lot yesterday.
Yes,
especially
he was.
in the first half. And he, like I said, he's a great ball handler.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, Chill, like whenever he's making his shots, I feel like he plays better. Because it's like with Tatum, I feel like it's in his head. And when he's making his shots, I feel like that's when he starts playing a lot better. So I think he can definitely get like 9 or 10 assists this year. And then
I'm going on the under. I'm gonna go 6.
That's too low. That's way too low.
I'm looking at 29. I'm looking at 29, 9, and 6 this year. That's his stat line.
29, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Yes, that's what I'm looking at this year. And I think the Celtics win anywhere between 65 to 70 games. I said that before last night. I'm thinking 29, 9, and 6.
Yeah, I think that the assists is too low. I definitely think he can do more on the assists. And then like you guys were talking about it today, Chill, but I mean I'm getting bigger on Derek White, man. I actually think he's up there with Ginobili on Ginobili's level. The way he's able to shoot, the way he's able to play defense, the decisions that he make. And I honestly think, Chill, he kind of reminds me of Harden in OKC. And I think that if you put Derek White on a team and he led, like he was able to lead that team, I think Derek White could put up 20 and like a high assist on a playoff team. I think that's how good Derek White is.
I think the thing about Derek White that I enjoy is that he doesn't play outside of himself. He does what he knows how to do. Period. You don't see him doing anything extracurricular. Nothing. If he's open, he shoots. If you crowd him, he drives to the basket. There's nothing that he does outside of himself. He doesn't do anything detrimental to the unit. As a defender, he doesn't take many chances. The chances that he takes, he knows, okay, I can take this chance. He's not going to get beat like bad. He's going to get on the glass. I appreciate players who play within themselves as opposed to players who play outside of themselves and become a detriment to the unit. I don't like that.
Right. And like Paul Pierce said, he plays every part of the game. Like he never stops playing basketball. Whenever a shot goes up, he's crashing the glass trying to get offensive rebounds. So I love the way he played. But in regards to the Knicks,
I thought the Celtics made a conscious effort to get on the offensive glass last night too. I do.
yeah. And then you were saying that earlier, like I don't think you have to play the Celtics game to beat them. Cat, he looked good in the post yesterday, and I think they got away from that too early because the Celtics was making so many threes. But I think Mazzulla says it all the time, like teams are gonna go on runs. I feel like if you just play your game, if you just keep playing your game, eventually they're gonna stop making shots and then you're gonna get hot. So I think you should just keep playing like that. Like the Lakers, they won the game last night and they only made like 5 threes. So you don't have to make a lot of threes to win the game. If you just play good offense that your team can play, like if you maximize what your team does best, you're gonna lose some, but you're gonna win more games that way instead of trying to play the way the other team wants you to play.
Well,
And like I said, I think that that Cat should have stayed in the post because he was looking good in the post yesterday. Even though Drew Holiday was guarding him, he was getting busy in the post, I thought.
But I think the detriment to that, one, if you look at the Celtics, the way that they play in terms of making threes, they bombard you with them. Like a team like Minnesota, the Lakers didn't have to play outside of that because Minnesota is not that good offensively. So they didn't have to worry about a team like them. They can continue to play that game. If I think about what the Celtics do, they can throw you in a hole 10, 15 in a hole. And you don't have the luxury of just continuously trying to just do what you do. You don't have the luxury because that 15 could turn into 22, which could turn into 25, just like that. The way that they shoot the long ball. And
right,
you don't have the luxury to just keep going in the post. And we're trading threes for twos. Now, don't get me wrong. I do think that you do need that in between stuff, because if you get that in between stuff, like at the block, if you get that going, that's going to help enhance your game at the long ball line, because now you got a double. You can't just keep Drew Holiday on Cat one-on-one. That's not going to work, especially if he's going like that. But if the Celtics are cracking the long ball at a 45, close to 50% rate, and they got you 12 to 14 in the hole, and you're continuously going in the post to Cat, and it's not getting you where you need to be, you're gonna have to start playing like that.
Yeah, I don't know, Chill. Because I mean, even if the Celtics get up 30, we've seen them blow a 30-point lead. So, but I think if you
Have we?
keep trying, remember they blew a 30-point lead last year. Was it the Cavaliers? They were beating them by 30, and then they came back. It was
I
one
gotta
of the
go back and
games when
look.
they lost
I ain't
like
saying that I
back-to-back
ain't saying you
games.
lying. I just gotta go back and look.
Yeah, and then you remember in the finals, they were up in the fourth quarter on the Mavs by 20 points in the
They
fourth
were.
quarter, and then the
Yeah.
Mavs came back. So
Mm-hmm.
I think like if you just, I think that's hard. Like I never played basketball at that level, so I know that
Yep.
has to be mentally draining when a
Sure.
team just keeps making shots like that.
Yep.
So I mean, I guess that's easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
But just one more thing in regards to the Timberwolves, man. I think Ant got to trust his teammates more. And Rudy, he doesn't have great hands. He needs to work on like catching the ball. Because I saw
He's
yesterday
got better
Ant tried
hands
to
than you
hit
give him
him.
credit for. He does. He's
Yeah.
got better hands than you give him credit for. He
Well,
can
he
catch
he
the ball
fumbled
around
he
the rim.
fumbled one yesterday. Ant threw to him, and I think
Yep.
like Ant lost confidence too easily in him. And I'm like, I feel like he just got to trust his teammates more
Yeah, that's
instead of
fine.
going to
Go
that
back to
hero
him.
ball.
Okay, he
Yeah,
might
just
he might
keep
have
going to
fumbled
him.
one. That's fine. Because big men fumble the ball.
Right.
They do that. And that's fine. I think Rudy's got above average. I think he's got above average hands. So he's really good around the basket. So with him being that good around the basket, I cannot not go to him. I just can't do it. I can't. I have to go to him. So Classic, good to talk to you, brother.
All right, man. You have a
Absolutely.
good one.
Yep. Gerald,
What's good, man?
what's up, brother?
Not much, man. Just saw you was live, man. I'm cooking on the same thing I was cooking on, so hanging
I
in.
Lamont, I have a difficult time
Hmm.
with teams that aren't efficient at what they
Yeah,
do, and then now I got to do what you do.
yeah,
I got a difficult time with those teams. That's a recipe for disaster. So it's bad enough you don't have the personnel to compete with me at what I do, but now you're not even as good at what you do. So I can take you out of your game way quicker than you can take me out of mine.
hmm
I think that's a recipe for disaster with the Knicks. I think this is a bad matchup with the Celtics. A bad one.
Oh, they played the Celtics again?
No, I'm just talking about last night.
Oh, just a game. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've always been a believer in. I mean, like I said yesterday, as much as people don't like it, what Becky Hammond said is just kind of true. It's just like, I mean, I love Jalen Brunson, but just to start, you're building around a small guard. Okay, that's fine. It's a flawed formula to start with. Let's see if it works. But
So before we even get started, Lamont, this is already a bad idea.
it's already a bad idea to build around a small guard. I mean, obviously you're going to have the anomaly Steph and Isaiah Thomas,
Sure.
but it's only been Steph and Isaiah Thomas, to be honest. Like, there ain't really been no other ones. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and unless you're telling me Brunson's the next Steph or Isaiah Thomas, I mean, we shouldn't be building around this guy.
No.
I think the formula's flawed, and I think,
Bad idea, yo.
yeah, I just think you start tinkering with stuff
Mm-hmm.
like the Karl Anthony Towns concept, like analytically, it looks great. Like some nerd in the analytic room saw what he could do from the 3-point line and was like, yeah, we would be unstoppable. But what you don't account for is the heart, the grit, and the grind that Julius Randle just brings. His ability to change games with just his energy alone, his connection with the fans, connection with the team. And when you can't calculate that stuff, this is what you end up with.
Sure.
And I don't think this is going to work. I think they're going to be looking. And then, Mikal Bridges tinkering with his shot for whatever reason. That's never going to be good. I've never been a significant believer in OG. He's good, but I mean, he's just a really, really good role player. Like, So I mean, the Knicks.
I hear a lot, Lamont. I hear a lot of people talk about OG like he's a connector. He's one of the better defenders in the game, which he was an all-league defender, and I won't argue that. No question about that. But yesterday he looked slow, and I think that injury, I don't think that it's gone completely. I think that it still has hampered him. But to your point about Jalen Brunson, I mean, the Detroit Pistons built around Chauncey Billups, but the difference is that they were extraordinary in those other areas.
Yeah.
They were extraordinary defensively. They had a great mid-range shooter in Rip Hamilton. They had great defense. Do the Knicks do anything else extraordinary?
That's
If you building around a small guard, do the Knicks do anything extraordinary where you look at them and go, okay, we can rely on, in addition to Jalen Brunson, and if this isn't going, okay, we can rely on this. Because when I think about, like you just mentioned Steph Curry. Okay, if we can't rely on Steph Curry, we got Klay Thompson. And if Klay Thompson isn't going, we got Draymond Green to make plays for us. And he's an extraordinary playmaker. And we also have an extraordinary defender in Klay Thompson. If you got Isaiah Thomas, we got an extraordinary defense in addition to Joe Dumars. We got a stretch five in Bill Laimbeer. What do the Knicks do that's extraordinary outside of Jalen Brunson being able to get buckets? And if that's not going, what else can we lean on?
That's the thing, man. You know, my thing is, I forgot who I was talking to when I said it, but I was like, I'm always gonna feel like I have a chance when your best player is small because now he's human. I can defend that. I can figure out ways to defend that, bundle him up, make life hard for him. And so I just think it's just a horrible formula to start with Jalen Brunson.
I never thought about that, Lamont. It's interesting you mentioned. I never thought about it like that. Like
we were just playing. We were just playing the number 14 D2 team in the country, but their best player is a 5'9" guard. And I told my team before the game started, we got a shot because their best player is 5'9".
Yeah, he's small.
We can defend that. If he's 7 feet tall, we absolutely have no answer for that. But what happened with the game? We were able to bundle them up. We made life hard on them. We win the game.
Yep.
And so it's just
because he isn't as versatile. Because he's 5'9", he can't go to the block. Like he's not shooting over the top of guy. Don't get me wrong. Isaiah Thomas, when he was with the Celtics, he was extraordinary. But they also did extraordinary things. They were a damn good defensive team, right? So it wasn't just him getting buckets. Right. So when you got a guy like to your point, coach, when you're going up against a 5'9" guy, what is he doing extraordinary outside of being a bucket getter? Is he
outside of being a scorer?
Is he a great distributor? Does he have other guys that he runs with that are awesome like that? I mean, can he get you versatile buckets on the block? If he can't, at the end of the day, he's just a little dude. And we can handle that as opposed to him being 6'8" or 6'7". Well, now we got a different problem, a way different problem. That's fair.
And I don't think anybody fears the Knicks. Like nobody's gonna fear you with a miniature guard as your best player. Like you have no fear factor. Teams are always gonna feel like they can guard you. Teams are always gonna want you in a playoff matchup. You know they're gonna be looking to get that matchup paired up with. And you know Tibbs, I think if this is gonna be a team, I think he's the wrong coach for this team.
For this kind of team.
For this kind of team, he's just not the right coach. But I mean, they got good players. They're going to be in the mix, and at the end of the day, how far they go, it's going to be dependent on how healthy a lot of other teams are and things like that. But the Celtics, man, like you said, man, they're a machine now. They didn't tinker with their roster. They brought back who they should have brought back. And they're just a machine. They stay healthy, you know, it's over with.
Well, Lamont, you've been around enough basketball, pro basketball in particular, to understand, you know, when you're in a series, you have to do something extraordinary to beat somebody 4 times. Yep. And this Celtic team, when I look at what they have from top to bottom and how they play, how fast they play, how slow they play, how methodical they play, defensively, how they get on the glass, the playmakers that they have, how they shoot the long ball, how they're able to switch up their game to play the way you play. What do you have that could contest with that where you can beat them 4 times in a week? They have to go to pieces. They have to. That's the only thing I'm thinking, Lamont. They got to go to pieces in order for that to happen.
Yeah, they got to beat themselves. That's
They
the only
have to
thing
go
that's
to
going to beat
pieces.
them.
That's the only thing I'm thinking. They have to go to pieces. I'm not even taking the injury issue into it. I'm talking about injuries aside. We're on the floor. Your crew is ready to go. My crew is ready to go. How are you going to beat them? I think they got to go to pieces because I'm having a difficult time seeing anybody beat them 4 times in a week.
Oh, and not to mention, a lot of people are not going to consider this, but I mean, over the summer, y'all have found a way to piss off Tatum and Jaylen Brown in the same season. They both got something to play for now. You see what I'm saying? Now you got two guys, two of the best players on the best team, hyper focused on winning it again and proving everybody wrong for different reasons. And they ain't even got the icing on the cake back. The cherry on top is Porzingis.
Wait till
He
he get
just the
back in the
cherry on.
lineup.
He
Wait till we
just the
get him
cherry on
back.
top. Yeah, he just a little extra. Like, man, come on, man. It's crazy. It's over with, man.
Hey, I know where to
It's
find
over.
you at, Al. Good to talk to you, brother. My man.
Yes, sir, man.
I got time for one more, and I got to bounce. What up?
What's up, Chill?
What up?
I told you this in preseason that this man was gonna have a career year this season, Chill, on damn good efficiency. I told you this in preseason. I think Tatum, I don't think he'll win the league MVP, but he's gonna put himself in legit conversations this season. Kind of just to remind people that he's not like some regular NBA player.
That's where I'm at with it. That part right there, what you just said. I'm not one of these dudes. I'm not just another dude around here. I'm not. I'm way better than that. I'm not just another one of these 25 guys or these 15 guys. No. Mm-mm. When you talk about the better players in the league, you got to start talking about me.
I mean, he's a first team all pro. When we ever talked about a first team, especially a 3 straight year first team all pro?
It's going to be 4 straight this year.
It will. It absolutely will. I'm telling you, he will have a career year. I don't think he'll win the league MVP. Let's make that absolutely clear. But I think he's going to put himself in legit serious conversations to win it.
That's the issue that I'm having. Why not? Why though? And
why can't he win it?
The reason why I'm asking you this is because I saw Derrick Rose go to the podium in 2010, 2011 with LeBron James.
It's just so much
with Kobe
different
Bryant.
now, Chill. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it, though. Over the last 5 years, the predominant people to win league MVP have been the best player or in conversations to be the best player on the planet. Name them. Joker, Giannis.
No, I'm sorry, Joker, Giannis, and Embiid.
Embiid. Yeah.
Right. Now with that,
Top 3 players.
Now with that being said, you just said to me, I'm going to be better on efficiency. My team is going to be better. So now that puts me in that conversation. You guys start talking about me like that.
Oh, for sure.
If the Celtics win 65, 70 games, which I think they're going to do, and he's even better. If I get a 29, 9, and 6 season on 49,
it's going to be even better than that. I'm saying he's going to have it's going to be 39 and 6 on 50% field goal percentage on 37, 38 3-point percentage.
And if the Celtics win 67 games, he's winning the league MVP. He's winning.
Going away?
He's winning it. I dare you to try to give it to Joker. I dare you to try to give it to anybody else.
No, Joker's not winning another MVP this decade.
I dare you to try to give it to Joel Embiid, even though he's not going to play. But I dare you to try to give it to SGA. If the Celtics win how many games I think they're going to win, and they do what you just said, where you think he's going 39-6, I dare you to try to get a league MVP to anybody.
Not only that, he'll have a significantly better case because KP's out. So now you can't say he's running. He's not going to. So now the argument of he has 2 stars on his roster. Well, he didn't for half the season. So he had to carry that team for half the season into the best record in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's wild that, well, to answer your question before, Chill, I don't think that nowadays MVP voters value winning nearly as much as they used to. I think they value more player statistics is what I'm trying to say. That's why.
I mean, Denver finished. They were tied for first place last year, and when Joel Embiid won it, they were a top 3 seed. So I mean, Joker winning it in 21 when they were 6th place, that was an anomaly. He had the same season that Jabbar had in 75 and 76 when he won it. When they didn't make the playoffs, he was basically leading the league in almost everything. Russ had an astronomical season when Giannis won it in 2020. They had the best record in the league. They had the best record in the league when Joker won it in 21. They were on their way to being at the top of the Western Conference. Before Jamal Murray tore his knee up, they were at the top of the Western Conference. They finished third. So winning definitely matters. When James Harden won it in 18, they won 65 games.
Oh, I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying they care little. It seems to have shifted a bit to where winning used to be winning and then personal performance. Now it's personal performance and then winning. I mean, we gave MVP to Joe. Jill, we gave an MVP to Joker when I think he was like a 5th or 6th seed.
They were a 6th seed.
They were a 6th seed, Chill, and we gave him MVP.
But like I told you, he was leading the league in everything. So it was an extraordinary season. So they had to do that. So
more personal performance than it is winning. And if Tatum has a career year like I think he will, like 39-6, and they win a ton of games, I think he'll be in serious conversations to win league MVP. He'll be a 4th straight All-Pro.
First team.
All
right, Jay. Good to talk to you, brother. Yep. All right, guys, about that time for me. I got to bounce. It was good to see you guys tonight. Y'all know what time it is when you see me. I'm not hard to find. Every morning, 9 a.m., Monday to Friday, I'm on TikTok. Good Morning NBA. If I'm not there, you can find me on the panel from 11 to 2 on the Players Choice Network on YouTube. If I'm not there, this is where I am. Weeknights on the Chilltown Hoops Network. You can find me on Tuesday night with my man Tony Tone doing Fluent and Chill. If you can't find me there, you can find me on Saturday afternoon, 12 p.m. Eastern, with my man Big Ox. We do Chill with Chill on the Players Choice Network. So, hey, man, it's basketball season. Y'all know what time it is when you see me. Y'all know what it is. I will see you guys soon, but until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. When last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother. I will talk to you guys soon, but until then, take it light. Take it. Absolutely, man. It was good to see you guys.
It's going down. It's going down.